Have you ever met someone who drains your energy every time you talk to them? Someone who makes you feel confused, guilty, or small after every interaction? These people are often called toxic, but toxicity is not magic, and it is not random. It comes from how a person thinks, feels, and sees the world. Today, we are going inside the mind of toxic people, not to excuse their behavior, but to understand it. Because when you understand how they think, they lose power over you. 1. Toxic people see the world as a threat. At the core of toxic behavior is fear. Many toxic people believe the world is unsafe. They assume others want to hurt them, embarrass them, or take advantage of them. So instead of trusting, they stay defensive. Psychology shows that people who feel constantly threatened are more likely to attack first. They criticize, control, or manipulate because they think it protects them. To them, being kind feels risky. Being controlling feels safe. 2. They struggle with emotional regulation. Toxic people often have trouble managing their emotions. Small problems feel very big to them. A minor disagreement can feel like rejection. A simple mistake can feel like failure. Because of this, they overreact. They may explode in anger, shut down completely, or blame others. Research in emotional regulation shows that people who cannot calm themselves rely on others to carry their emotional weight. That is why they create chaos. 3. They avoid responsibility at all costs. One strong pattern in toxic thinking is external blame. When something goes wrong, it is never their fault. It is your fault, or someone else's fault, or the world's fault. Accepting responsibility would damage their self-image. So instead, they rewrite reality. Psychologists call this defensive thinking. It protects their ego, but it damages relationships. 4. They have fragile self-esteem, not confidence. Many people think toxic people are confident. In reality, the opposite is often true. Their self-esteem is fragile, not strong. They feel good only when they feel superior. That is why they put others down. That is why they compete unnecessarily. That is why they need attention and validation. Studies show that insecure self-esteem leads to aggression, jealousy, and control. Their behavior is not strength, it is compensation. 5. They need control to feel safe. Control is a key theme in the toxic mind. When they control situations or people, their anxiety drops. When they lose control, their fear rises. This is why they may micromanage, guilt trip, or manipulate. They are not trying to lead, they are trying to calm themselves. Control gives them a false sense of stability. 6. They lack healthy empathy. Toxic people are not always completely without empathy. However, their empathy is often limited or selective. They may understand emotions intellectually, but they struggle to truly feel concern for others, especially when empathy conflicts with their needs. Psychology shows that chronic self-focus reduces empathy over time. When someone is always protecting themselves, they stop seeing others clearly. 7. They confuse boundaries with rejection. Healthy boundaries feel normal to emotionally stable people, but to toxic people, boundaries feel like abandonment. When you say no, they hear, "You don't care about me." When you take space, they hear, "You are attacking me." Because of this, they push against boundaries. They test limits. They try to guilt or shame you for having needs. This reaction is rooted in emotional insecurity. 8. They repeat patterns, not lessons. One reason toxic people do not change easily is because they repeat patterns instead of learning from them. They may lose friends, relationships, or opportunities, yet they tell the same story every time. They were the problem. People always betray me. No one understands me. Psychology shows that growth requires self-reflection. Without it, behavior stays the same. 9. They operate from survival mode. Many toxic behaviors come from psychological survival mode. In survival mode, the brain prioritizes protection, not connection. It chooses control over trust. It chooses winning over understanding. This mindset is often learned early in life, but if it is never challenged, it becomes permanent. 10. Understanding does not mean tolerating. Here is the most important truth. Understanding toxic behavior does not mean you should accept it. It does not mean you should stay, fix, or save someone. Psychology is clear on this. Change only happens when a person takes responsibility for their behavior. Your job is not to heal someone who keeps hurting you. Toxic people are shaped by fear, insecurity, and unresolved emotional patterns. But awareness gives you power. When you see the pattern, you stop taking it personally. When you understand the mind, then protect your peace. Because clarity is the opposite of control.